Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's session of the Soul Spark Online Retreat, where you get to take some time to create the space to reflect, reset, and re-energize so that you come into 2021 with a whole new energy and with a whole new vibration. My name is Andrea Ivanka. I am your host. And as we are coming closer to the winter solstice this week is all about recharging, re-energizing you, mind, body, and soul. So you're going to notice I am in comfy clothes today, and there's a reason for that, which you're going to find out in a second. So we are taking some time this week to pay attention to our bodies and mindful movement so that we can actually tap in and pay attention to the wisdom in our bodies. And I don't know about you, but this was kind of an ongoing issue with me for a very long time, and actually really only one I've started to address in the last year. I always felt like my body was working against me, like I had to fix it somehow. This became really relevant as my hormones changed over the last couple of years. And so when I had the opportunity to talk with Laura Bruner, we really clicked about how important it is to pay attention to our bodies. And that's why we thought it was so important this week to bring you a session that would help you feel more at home in your body. So just a little bit about Laura before we get into the session. She is a certified nutrition consultant. She is an L3 certified CrossFit trainer, and her mission is to inspire holistic health and happiness through connecting with self, community, and planet using intuitive movement and nutrition, mindful existence, growth mindset, and plenty of time outside. Actually, if you go check out her website, you're going to find she's been up to some pretty incredible things. So like I said, you'll notice I'm in comfy clothes, and that is because of the session that Laura is going to take us through today, which is all about mindfulness through movement. So some of the things that she's going to share is her story of reconnecting with the wisdom and power of her body through mindful movement. And I think when I heard it, like it felt like popcorn going off in my head. There were so many things that I could relate to. She's going to really talk about how all of us, every individual, has the power to tune in, embrace the wisdom of their bodies, as well as some practical applications to empower you to connect with daily movement. So for this session, like I said, it is highly interactive. So you're going to get to experience some dynamic movement that allows you to reconnect with your body, to reconnect with your breath, so that you really get a sense of that overall well-being, no matter like where you're at right now in life, no matter what's going on. And I think especially now with everything going on in the world, being able to reconnect and bring some mindfulness into our days is really powerful. So make sure you've got some space, literally, where you can listen. Lie down. She's going to have you lying down. Give your body some space to stretch. So make sure you've got all that. If you need to pause it, go create a little space for yourself. Make sure that you are somewhere where you can move. And we're going to head on into the session, and I will see you on the other side.
Hello. Happy winter solstice. Happy shifting of the seasons. Happy day. Happy moment. My name is Laura Bruner, and I'm here to share with you my passion, the thing that drives me, the thing that I love to share more than anything else with the people that I come into contact with, the people that I get to work with, and that is mindful movement. When I think of mindful movement, what that means to me really is more than just any sort of quick quip or phrase. It's the culmination really of years and years of coming to know the wisdom of my body, coming to honor the wisdom of my body. And this really came about after what ended up being many years of being at odds with my body. See my body as broken, see my body as flawed, see my body as, in many ways, the enemy that I had to come in and fix, that I had to come in and change, that I had to come in and make something that fit someone else's standards of beauty or fit or well. And so after years and years and years, what stems back all the way from high school, trying to make captain of a field hockey team, running myself into the ground, to then, just year after year, trying to change the physicality, the way that my body looked, the aesthetic, and then trying to fix the pain that I couldn't escape. And what I've come to learn is that in actuality, our bodies are wise. And when we have discomfort, when we have disease, when we have pain, when we have tightness, all of that is not good or bad. In fact, it's just information. And I, after years of chronic pain through my neck, my jaw, my upper back, that was brought on because of years of, again, being at odds with my body, first overtraining, and then trying to, for years, fix the pain that was a product of years of overtraining, without ever actually leaning in, acknowledging, and honoring the pain and the discomfort. And so what I've come to find after, again, years and time spent in therapy, lots of time moving my body, lots of time working with many other women who have similar stories, is that the only way we can truly heal from pain, discomfort, tightness, stress, and even without any of those actual physical symptoms, the much deeper, much more intense, much more potentially problematic symptom of just being at odds with our bodies and never feeling truly at home in ourself, in our bodies, in this physical body that is just simply a place to house our souls. So as I was kind of alluding to, I went through years of overtraining, years of kind of beating my body into the ground, trying to fit a certain aesthetic, trying to be smaller, trying to be fitter, trying to fit this identity that I so deeply rooted myself in, of trying to be this fit human being, this fit Laura. Laura was fit, Laura was thin, Laura was strong, Laura was muscular, Laura was lean, Laura was all these things, but who was Laura? Actually so much more than that. And so now, after years of therapy and through finally coming home to my body through this mindful movement practice that I've coined flow, that I get to share with you today, I have truly come home to my body. I have truly come to healing. I have truly come to peace. And I have truly come to not only accept this body of mine, but to honor it for all the things that it can do, and primarily for the fact that it houses my soul. It is the physical embodiment of who I am on the inside. And what I think is also really powerful about this is that by tuning in my body every day through the practice of flow, I am then able to kind of set the tone for the day and feel out who is Laura today. And I am always Laura to my core, right? But taking time to pause and to breathe and to move my body and to touch my body and to tune into my body helps me to kind of figure out how I'm feeling that day, which part of me might be a little bit stronger. I kind of like to visualize it as there are multiple little orbs inside me. Maybe there's frustration, there's joy, there's bliss, there's empathy, there's selfishness, there's struggle, upon so many more things. And at any given moment, those things can coexist, of course, but also some might just be showing themselves a little bit more. Maybe today I'm feeling a little bit more anxious. What is that anxious part of me feeling? Today I'm feeling really, really creative. How can I dive into that more? Today I'm feeling really physical. Maybe I want to hit my workout extra hard. Today I'm feeling really kind of withdrawn. So what do I want to do today? Maybe sit in, have some tea, chill. And so I love this practice as a way to kind of tune into what my body needs. And it's through this practice, ultimately, so first starting with therapy, I chose mindfulness-based therapy, that then brought me to this place where I started to actually embrace my body's pain, embrace when I would have this chronic pain, when it would really, really flare. I found a way to, instead of fighting that, trying to fix that, trying to go to the next chiropractor, go to the next Western medicine doctor, try and fix it, instead I just sat in it and sat with it. And in doing so, yes, it's uncomfortable, but it's also incredibly profound. And I found that there's this very clear connection between our physical body and pain, discomfort, joy that we can actually feel. Like, I'm feeling really, really good today. That oftentimes coincides with our emotional state. Or today I'm feeling really, really tight and really, really tense. And my jaw hurts and my upper neck hurts. That typically will coincide with some sort of deeper emotional situation that we're dealing with. Again, not good, not bad, just information. And so as I started to lean more deeply into that, this movement practice came about. And it started because I was in pain, and this is pretty much all I could do, was like lay on my back, start with the breath, and move forward from there. And then as I started to lean into that more and started to feel better and better and better, now it's become, instead of just like, this is all I can do, it's really become, look what my body can do. And this is actually the first thing I do. Flow has become a non-negotiable in my life, and I am forever grateful for that, because it's brought me peace, it's brought me connection with my body, it's brought me gratitude for my body. And every single day, no matter the chaos, no matter the uncertainty, no matter what the day might bring, it brings me moments to just pause and to just be and to embrace who I am for all that I am. The good, the bad, the information, right? And the joy, the hardship, the pain, the anxiety, the bliss, the strength. And we are all such complex beings. And so the way that flow works for me is every day when I wake up in the morning, the first thing that I do, maybe I'll brush my teeth, go to the bathroom, and then I will come to my mat. If I'm traveling, I don't have my mat, I will just find a spot on the floor and I will lay on my back and I will return to the breath. And I've really leaned into, through work with dynamic neuromuscular stabilization, leaned deeply into intra-abdominal pressure and this more intra-abdominal breath that allows the pelvic floor and the diaphragm to communicate. Because so often we don't allow those two things to actually talk to each other. And after, especially for those of us, mostly women, but truly everyone, no one is immune to this. We have been taught from a very young age to be tiny through here, to squeeze in through the middle, to basically cut off the connection between our diaphragm and our pelvic floor. Once those two things stop communicating, it can lead to an entire host of problems, from the emotional state of being kind of in a constant stress mode, also to the physical state of not really ever being able to fully embrace the strength of our core and not allowing our pelvic floor to do what it's supposed to do and our diaphragm to do what it's supposed to do. And this can then end up leading to a lot of issues in the fitness world, in pregnancy, rehabilitation, and just in our overall well-being. So the very first thing that I do is I turn to the breath. And I think that is one of the most powerful tools in our toolbox. No matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, you could be on a plane ride for 14 hours and you can still breathe. You could be laying in bed, put out from sickness, and you can still breathe. You can be immediately postpartum and you can still breathe. It's a powerful tool that I don't think that we take enough advantage of. And so we lean into the breath, and leaning into the breath not only slows down our entire stress mode, but it also gets us into our physical body. And I like to really bring in physical touch along with that breath. So without further ado, I would like to dive into the actual movement practice and talk through how to breathe, how to move. And all of this is what the practice I've created for my body. It's what I love to share and to teach, and I have programmed that I share with others to be able to do this at home. But the ultimate goal is that you don't necessarily need my guidance to flow every single day. Maybe you take my 3 flows a week, and then from there, you start to build it into your own practice. You start to really get into your own body so that eventually you can roll out of bed in the morning, you can find a comfortable spot on the floor, and you can take that time to move in whatever way your body asks. So flow might change every single day. You're working in different movements, the same breath, but ultimately you get to decide how you move, because your body will, and it's all of its deep wisdom, let you know how it wants to move. And so throughout all of life's twists and turns, especially 2020 and the years prior to that, when myself and my family, we were living in a converted van and traveling the country, the one constant that never changed, aside from, of course, the love for my family and the love for myself and nourishing food and mindfulness practice, was flow. I took it everywhere. I did flow on benches and tables at truck stops in the middle of nowhere. I did flows in New York City, Central Park. I did flows in campgrounds and campsites and national parks. And it's something that I will forever cherish, because again, it was a constant, it was a ritual, and it's remained through all of the chaos of 2020. It's been steadfast, it's been a rock for me, and I love watching my daughter see me flow and start to kind of incorporate that into her own practice. So we are going to now flow together. And so what I would like to do is begin on our backs. And so go ahead and find a comfortable position, laying down flat on your back. You're gonna lift your hips up off the floor slightly, and then sink them down, feeling your pelvis release as your hips sink deep down into the ground. Lift your upper back up off the ground and pull your shoulder blades down, keeping your shoulders pulled down and away from your ears. And let's work from the top down here. So take the crown of your head and think about pressing it to the wall behind you. And at the same time, notice if your chin is jutted up. If so, tuck it a little bit, finding lengthening down the back of your spine. Spine is long, neck is neutral. From here, take a nice deep inhale through your nose. And as you breathe, notice the air traveling down into your chest, into your lungs. Feel the space between every rib expanding. Feel that breath travel now down to right below where your ribs meet, into your diaphragm, down into your belly button, under your belly button, down to your low belly, and all the way down to your pelvic floor. At the same time, you're finding expansion out the sides into your obliques, and your low back, as it fills with air, is pressing into the ground beneath you. Continue thinking about that breath as you exhale through the mouth, letting all the air release, feeling your body sink into the ground. Now I really want to tune in for a moment into the power of touch, bringing your hands to your belly, maybe to the places that feel the most uncomfortable. Maybe one hand in your lower abdomen, above your pelvic bone, and one hand above your belly button, right where your diaphragm sits. Maybe both hands just around your belly button, wherever you feel like maybe you haven't touched in a while. Bring your hands to that place. You might end up moving them around. And think about why, if you do feel discomfort when it comes to touching your body, especially your belly, start to think about why. And if you feel no discomfort in touching your belly, again, maybe think about why. What is it about your belly, your body, that you enjoy to touch, that you enjoy to get to know, that you enjoy listening to, tuning into the wisdom of? Take another deep breath through your nose. Feel that expansion. Feel the way your belly rises with the breath. Feel the power of not sucking in, of letting your middle expand to its full potential. Breathe to its full potential. Engage to its full potential. Keep breathing in until you can't anymore, and then hold that inhale. And release. And again, another deep breath in. Getting to know your body. Maybe at this point you're moving your hands around. Notice if you feel your ribs expanding. Try and put your fingers below your low back. It should be tight. Low back's pressing into the ground. Your sides are expanding. On this inhale, think of one thing you're grateful for today. And release. And again, a deep inhale. Hold that inhale. Lengthen that spine. Breathe deep. Feel the gratitude. And release. Now bring your arms down by your sides. Press your palms into the ground. Reach your fingers to your heels. Inhale, find that same cylinder, that stable center, and lift your hips up to the sky. Feeling your glutes and your hamstrings engage. Reaching your fingertips towards your heels to keep your shoulders from creeping up towards your ears. Pause here with that inhale, squeezing your glutes, and then exhale, lower yourself down, reset. And then inhale, lift those hips right back up. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale up and hold. Pinkies down now, thumbs up. Reach your fingers towards your heels. Inhale, keeping that same stable center, and lift your fingertips towards the sky. And then continue bringing them over your head, ensuring that your shoulders stay locked in place. So if you start to feel shifting of your middle, losing that cylinder, or your shoulders come out of place, pause. And then bring those pinkies back towards the ground. Inhale back up. Exhale down. And then one more time, inhale up overhead. And then 3 little pulses with your hands here. Exhale, lower your palms all the way down and lower those hips down. Return to the breath. Deep inhale and release. Notice how that felt. If one hip or glute was tighter than the other. If your hips were super tight in the front. If your low back feels fatigued, all things to take note of. If you felt really strong, move forward with that today. Now breathe your thighs up to your chest and give your legs a nice big hug here. lengthening your tailbone down to the ground. So here we're going to try and make the spine as long as possible. You're reaching the crown of your head towards the wall behind you. At the same time, you're reaching the tailbone down to the ground. You're going to feel your spine lengthen, but simultaneously you're pulling your legs towards you with the strength of your arms, keeping your shoulders pulled away from your ears. Breathe here. And exhale. Another inhale here. Feeling the simultaneous push and pull as your legs try and pull away, but you squeeze them close with your arms, and then release that breath. Now outstretch your arms on either side, palms are down. Keeping those thighs close to your body, let your legs, under control, roll to the left. You're gonna have a nice twist of that low back, keeping both shoulders on the ground. And then look out over that right hand, feeling the twist of your low back. Breathe here. And release. Inhale back to center, thighs towards your chest, and then let those legs fall to the right as you shift your gaze now over the left hand. Deep exhale. Inhale back to center here. Give those legs one more squeeze, reaching the tailbone down, lengthening the spine. Breathe deep. And on the exhale, lower your feet down. Legs are touching, arms outstretched again. Now bring that right palm up and let your knees fall to the left as you shift your gaze over the right hand. And then switch. Right palm comes down, left palm is up. Look over your left palm as the knees under control fall to the right. Now we're just going to go back and forth here, using the breath with each twist, tuning into the body, noticing if the nervous system is communicating, is awake, feeling the twist from the top of your head down to your toes, back to center. Now go ahead and bring your arms up as though you're holding a giant beach ball. And bring your legs up as though there's a giant beach ball between your legs as well. Bring your hands down to your belly and feel for that cylinder. Make sure there's no coning or bridging between your abdomen. Your low back should be pressing into the ground. You've got a nice, stable, solid cylinder here. Arms back up. Take your left toe and slowly take it towards the ground, only as low as you can get it while maintaining the stable center, and then inhale it back up. Left toe comes down. Find that cylinder, find that stability, and go ahead and do 2 more on each side. Notice how your hips feel. Notice if you're able to maintain that stability through the middle. If at any point you're too fatigued, you feel bridging through the middle or your back, bring your hands to your belly, drop your feet down, and reset. You're still going with us here. Find those beach balls, and now your right thumb and left foot move together. So right arm comes up overhead, left toe drops towards the ground, only again moving as far as you can without losing stability through the center. Now right toe, left thumb, and up. Right thumb, left toe, and up. Alternating here. 1 more each side. Come back to center now. Lower the hands to your belly. Find that stability. Feet come down, hip width apart. And let's take a nice, long, slow breath here. Breathing in through your nose. Find the expansion and release through your mouth. Now outstretch that right arm, palm is down. Instead of doing a sit-up, which is just going to tighten up everything we just worked to stabilize and mobilize, you're going to rock up to the side using this oblique. And I know a lot of people love sit-ups. I'm actually not a sit-up fan. Go ahead and come to seated here. I want your left foot or left leg down and then right foot up on top of that left knee if you can, and sit tall here. I think sit-ups are, again, kind of a societal construct that make us think that our front has to look a certain way. If we just repeat sit up after sit up after sit up, we're not actually working our core. It only focuses on the abdominals in the front and really just tightens up those hip flexors, which can lead to a lot of low back pain. So truthfully, you'll find a lot more core work doing a lot of this stuff. And at the same time, you benefit from really tuning into your body, which is powerful. So that right foot is up on your left knee, hands are in your lap. Breathe your shoulders up to your ears and then exhale them down and back, lengthening your spine. Bring your hands to your belly here. Maybe one below the belly button, one above. Both, wherever feels good to you to touch your body. There's a lot of power in that. Breathe in deep through your nose. Expand with the breath. Feel your belly expand, your sides, your back. Feel the way you get taller as you breathe in. Take up that space. Find your presence, tune into your body, and release the breath. Another inhale here. Breathing deep and release. Let your hands come down to your lap. Let that right ear fall to your right shoulder. Feeling that nice deep stretch on the left side of your neck, making sure your shoulders are still pulled down and back. Inhale back up to center, lengthen. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Inhale up. Left ear to left shoulder. This time leaning further to the right. Bring that right forearm and hand and elbow down and reach that left arm up into the sky, letting your right ear fall to your right shoulder. Inhale, reach for the sky, and then exhale, let that left arm fall over the body, feeling a nice deep stretch in the left side. Breathe deep here, and then exhale, surrender, letting your body just fall to the right. Inhale up, left arm comes down, forearm, elbow, reach that right arm up high into the sky. Left ear to left shoulder, exhale, fingertips come over. Breathe here. Inhale up to center, interlace your fingers, send your palms up, reach. And then exhale, open your chest. Send your hands back, look up. Inhale, reach. And then exhale, fold forward, sending your palms down to the ground, sending your forehead down. Reaching the crown of your head towards your fingertips. Pause here and breathe. And release. Really folding forward, letting your body melt into the ground. Walk yourself back up to seated now, and we're gonna switch. So now your left foot's up on top of that right knee. Breathe the shoulders up. Exhale them back and down. Bring your hands to your belly, a deep breath here. And release. Right ear to right shoulder. We're going to repeat these side bends. Folding, feeling the left side of your body opening up. Breathe here. Inhale back up to seated. Rotating through now to the left, right arm up, left ear to left shoulder, folding over. Breathe. Really feel this right side of your body opening up. Inhale up, interlace those fingers, palms up, reach. And exhale, open. Inhale back up to center, reach. And exhale once again, folding down, palms down, forehead comes down, reach the crown of your head towards your fingertips. Pause here and breathe. Inhale, walk yourself back up to seated. And we're gonna finish here today in the seated position. There's a whole host of movements and breath work we can do also on our hands and knees. And so I look forward to hopefully sharing more with you. But for now, let's come to peace here. Bringing your hands to your belly, pulling your shoulders down, lengthening the crown of your head towards the sky, breathing deep through the nose. Once again, as you inhale here, hold that inhale, repeating in your mind something that you're grateful for today. Hold and release. And one last breath here, breathing in deep. Hold that inhale. I hope that you'll take this practice and make it your own. You'll also have access to a free month of my flows, which I hope you'll take advantage of. Start to work in different types of movements, really get in tune with your body. Cherish your body, honor your body. Happy winter solstice. Thank you for being here. It's such a joy, and I am so grateful to have the opportunity to connect. Take care.
Whew, how was that? I absolutely love that. Just giving myself a few moments to feel peace, that connection to my body, to feel my breath, to feel gratitude. And I would just love to hear from you. What did you learn? What was your experience with mindful movement, reconnecting with the body? As always, I'm going to invite you to share in our Soul Spark Facebook group, because when we share our experience, it's also part of what you've been learning over the last week and a half. It rewires your mind. And when we're rewiring mind and body, we literally create possibilities for a new future out in the world. So one of the things that Laura has generously gifted us with so that you can continue this practice is 1 month, an entire month of recorded flows with her. And basically what it is you get 3 flows sent to your inbox weekly, so that you can continue this practice of mindful movement at home over the next month. So there's a button somewhere here. You can make sure you go do that and start to incorporate this mindful movement into your life, so that wherever you are, whatever it is that you're creating for the rest of 2020 into 2021, you've got this body wisdom to tap into. So I want to thank you for being here for today's session of the Soul Spark online retreat, where every day we're giving you a chance to reflect, reset, re-energize, recharge, and really bring your most powerful best self into 2021. Have an awesome rest of your day, rest of your evening, and I will see you for our next session. Bye.